The NCR says MSR Financial Solutions provided alternative dispute resolution services while it was not registered to offer the service. The company was also unlawfully offering debt counseling services. This led to consumers paying fees for a service which they did not receive. The company has now been ordered to refund fees and costs to consumers. The NCR says there's been an increase in the number of companies that are illegally operating as debt counsellors and has called on consumers to ensure that they are dealing with reputable companies when undertaking debt review.
There's certain entities that are, frankly, just criminal enterprises. And the way they make money here is purely through fraud. So a consumer, they would advise the consumer that we will rearrange your debt payment obligations for you, and you must pay us directly. And the consumer starts paying them directly, and those funds never get distributed to credit providers. That's outright fraud.
Signing up for debt counseling can help you manage your debt and protect you against creditors, and only a registered debt counselor can make a determination of whether or not you are over-indebted. The debt counselor can also negotiate a favorable interest rate for you, but this will also depend on your credit score.
The debt counsellor looks at your debt holistically and sees if you're over-indebted, cannot afford to repay your debt every month, and then they by law, through the National Credit Act, renegotiate on your behalf with your credit providers to reduce those monthly debt repayment installments by extending the repayment term accordingly.
Debt Rescue says the tough economic conditions are leading to many people undertaking debt review, but has urged consumers to ask the relevant questions when undergoing debt review.
Obviously, we know we're still sitting with the after effect of the pandemic. We know what it's done to joblessness and our unemployment figure being at record highs. We also know that currently we have a scenario of our inflation rates are very, very high. And that's going to lead to the interest rates continuing to increase until we get that under control.
The National Credit Regulator says it has deregistered several credit providers for contravening the National Credit Act. These companies have also been referred to the National Credit Tribunal for prosecution. Consumers are urged to ensure that the companies they are dealing with are registered with the National Credit Regulator.
We need assistance from the public because we can only act when we receive information which indicates that there's unlawful conduct going on. So I would appeal to members of the public if they are aware of an entity that they think is acting in contravention of the National Credit Act, to submit that information to us or lay a complaint with us. We will most certainly look into it.
Understanding and analyzing your financial situation will go a long way towards assisting you to make the right financial decisions, and it all starts with proper budgeting and monitoring what you spend your money on. If you are unable to pay the minimum amount required to service your debt, then this could be a sign that you need to undertake debt counseling. Naledi Matlapeng, SABC News, Johannesburg.